So over the past 3 days, I built like 14 AI agents with OpenClaw, and I spent like a couple of $100 doing this, and I have learned a ton in the process. So I kind of just want to give like my honest thoughts and a review of OpenClaw, like what is good, because there is a lot that is really good about it. What is bad? What is ugly? Like how much it costs? What I would do differently? What broke? Just all of the frustrations that I felt. So you could basically get a sense and know whether or not like you should be using OpenClaw or not. So basically, if you are new to OpenClaw and you don't know what OpenClaw is, it's basically just like an open source AI agent platform. It's basically like an empty sandbox where you can build AI agents to do whatever you want, really. Like it's actually really incredibly powerful. You can set it to run your email, you can browse the web, you can comment and engage on other social media platforms, and there is like a way to architect the systems in a way that's super effective. But out of the box, like OpenClaw is not super obvious how to use it. Like I said, there's some really, really powerful features. Like it combines like different LLMs like ChatGPT or Claude, or a lot of people have been using like Kimi 2.5 because it's like cheap and super effective. I've been hearing a lot of really good things about that. Also, OpenClaw has like a lot of security concerns and there's a lot of risks, but it's so new that it's like pretty unfounded. And so I don't really know what to believe one way or the other, whether this is safe and secure or whether it isn't. All I would say is encourage you to like not put any information in it that you didn't want shared or potentially like, accessible to like a hacker or whatever. The other cool thing, my wife was not super happy about this, was that you could just talk to OpenClaw via Telegram. So like we'd be out to dinner or we'd be in bed at night and I may or may not have been talking to OpenClaw and she was maybe not super happy with me. But that being said, like it really truly felt like an AI employee. Like for the first time, it's kind of the first AI tool that I've used that it felt like I could truly like delegate a task to it and it would just go and do the thing. Like I built like a trend analyst. There's some really cool Claude Code skills, like the last 30 day skill, which will do research on like Reddit and X to just like see what people in your industry or your niche are talking about. And then from there, you can basically do whatever you want. Say, hey, what are people talking about? You now know everything about me. Like, what type of content should I be talking about? How can I put this in my voice and for my audience and relevant to my offer? And so just being able to say, like, hey, go do this thing and like hit me up in 5 minutes when you're done, like, is really incredibly powerful. And I was kind of having it like do this research and save it in like a Notion page so that I can go and review everything that I was creating. So I wasn't having to like read everything directly there, like in Telegram. And I found that that worked really, really well. I'll share a couple of the other AI agents that I built because I think they were honestly like pretty fun. The thing that somebody said to me about OpenClaw that was challenging is out of the box, like it's like a baby. Like you have to raise it. Like it knows almost nothing. The way the system works is powerful, where there's like a brain and like the main agent has like history and knowledge, but it only knows what you give it. And so there isn't like clear like setup guides. Like I built a setup guide. I'll probably link it up here. It just was kind of some of the things I learned about how to like use different LLMs and different chat models for different tasks so that you can save on costs, or like how to have like a main agent as like an orchestrator agent and then all of the sub agents underneath it. So the orchestrator can like delegate tasks to all the different sub agents. So that way the sub agents only have like a really like limited or specific memory. So that way it's only getting like the context that you want it to have and nothing else. So you're not spending a bunch of money on like tokens of having like processed information that it doesn't need. So like I built like a Reddit engagement agent that would like auto post to Reddit for me. It would like analyze the Reddit comment, figure out what's relevant to me, and then write a reply. And so this is a really great, powerful way to grow a following on Reddit. But it really only needed access to like information about like my tone of voice and like some proof points and some stories or narratives that I tell. And so giving it that and like not any information about creating Instagram carousels, for instance, is like a great way to save on cost. But like out the gate, you don't know any of that. Like it is really not clear. And so it is really fun to play around with and to build things. Like the lead magnet generator that I built is like crazy powerful. So it can like take the last 30 days research and it can figure out what would be beneficial to my audience. And then I can create like a lead magnet in Notion and an associated LinkedIn post. So then Like I can post on LinkedIn and I've been getting like thousands of impressions and like hundreds of comments and leads for the business by doing this. And what was really powerful about OpenClaw was the ability to use natural language, like you're starting to do more and more with these coding tools, and just be like, hey, like I want to build a lead magnet tool. Like I'm thinking about doing it like this. Like, what are your thoughts on it? How should we approach this? How can we make it more optimized? And it would come back with feedback, and it would, have it like interview you and ask you questions about how you want to approach something. And so I had never really experienced like the ability to like truly feel like I was talking to like another human, so to speak, but someone who kind of like understood the process. And I did find that over the course of like a couple of days, it got smarter and it got better. Like there was a lot of friction at first, and it kind of like wanted to ask me for a lot of permission to do things or like get my feedback or get my input. And like me, I was like, no, like you figure it out, bro. Like, please just like go handle this thing for me. And once I started giving it more instruction over time, that's how I wanted it to handle things. Like if you're not sure, like, hey, OpenClaw, if you're not sure of a solution, like do a little bit of research, try to figure it out yourself before coming to me. Once it started realizing that that's what I wanted, it just started doing that. It became way more proactive. And the proactive nature of OpenClaw was the thing that was really powerful, just in the way that it can figure stuff out. And you can also like schedule tasks because it's either hosted locally, like people were buying Mac minis, or I hosted mine on like a VPS, like a virtual private server that was just always running. So you can do these what are called like cron jobs. They're basically just like scheduled tasks, chronological. They're just scheduled tasks, and it can like run code and it can run scripts on a schedule that you set. And so that was like super powerful. So I could like wake up in the morning, it's like a morning briefing being like, hey, here's what people were talking about yesterday. Here's what you should talk about today. Here's 3 potential ideas for you to move your business forward. And so like that just felt like really, really cool. And again, super powerful. And then one of the first things I built was also like a content repurposer. I started making a lot more TikTok and short form videos again. And now I can just post on TikTok and uses the Blotato MCP server to just like post it to X and post it to LinkedIn and post it to YouTube Shorts and post it to Instagram. And it would automatically like write a caption like for each one of those platforms. And this was the type of automation that you could set up, and I had set up in like a platform like N8N before that was pretty powerful, but just having it operate in code felt a lot more like a lot cleaner, like a lot less messy, I guess, for some reason. Like I didn't have anything to look at and was just kind of handling it, which was pretty cool. So those are pretty much all the like the good things about it. The bad is there's a serious learning curve. Like it is technical, and I'm like not a coder or like a developer by nature. And so like getting set up on a VPS, like do I use a Docker or not a Docker? What the fuck even is a Docker? Like things like that, right? Just trying to figure that out was definitely complicated. And like even like with a site like Hostinger, which had the one-click deploy, which is like really nice, like that was like fairly easy to set up. But then you are like going into the terminal, and I'm like, am I using the local terminal on my computer, or am I using like the VPS terminal to do things? And I was talking to like normal Claude to try to figure out some setup stuff. And so if you don't have experience like with that type of like technical deployment, it is definitely like confusing and challenging. So I don't know, like I struggle with that a little bit. Like out the gate, it kind of got set up good, which is really nice. But yeah, there was a bit of a learning curve. And then you do have to teach it, and you have to train it, and you have to tell it exactly how you want to behave. You have to set up all of your like LLM models properly. You have to give it your API keys to anything that you want to do, and you have to store it securely. And when I was first doing it, I could literally just copy and paste my API keys like into OpenClaw, and it would like put it in the right place. And now since the update, it recently updated, it's been giving me pushback like, hey, don't share that with me. Like this is like, private information. Put this, where it needs to be, hard code this in. And the UI in the browser like is not obvious. There's a ton of like configuration options. I don't know what any of them do, like to be honest with you. And so that part is really hard and challenging. And it was nice at first when I could just tell it to do things and it would configure itself. And now it feels like there's a little bit more on the human to configure. The thing that like I was pulling my hair out, I was like super frustrated, was that like I was spending like $75 a day just like on the Claude API like early on, which is like not sustainable. Like it's super, super expensive if you do it that way. I did switch it to Claude Max to use my like subscription plan, which is like technically against their terms of service. So like I'm probably not supposed to be doing that. And like you can get banned for doing that. So it's like not recommended. I tried to use it sparingly and like not like constantly be hitting rate limits, which I thought would maybe like prevent me from getting flagged. I didn't get flagged or get my account banned yet. And I've kind of like pumped the brakes a little bit on Claude Max. Also, I like crashed the system like 4 or 5 times, like straight up, and not knowing why it would stop responding to me or what I did to it was really challenging because then again, like I'm going to ChatGPT or I'm going to Claude trying to fix it, and it's telling me to like run these terminal commands, and it was probably user error and like just a lack of knowledge on my part. Like I ended up just like wiping all of OpenClaw totally clean, and had no memory left of anything that I did. So like that was really challenging. And the first time I did it, like I didn't have any sort of backup. And so like I recommend to everyone like create like a GitHub repository of everything, and like even a couple of times a day or at the end of every day, like just have OpenClaw like push all of your code like to GitHub so that like if you do crash it or if you do wipe it, you can just kind of like reinstall everything from the GitHub repo. But I found that out the hard way, and there's still a lot of challenges. The updates definitely break things. Like the recent update just like made it so the agent stopped responding to me, and like I didn't know why. So there are some challenges with that. There are some safety concerns. There are some vulnerabilities. The reality of them, again, like I don't know, but as with anything new, like there are always challenges, and it is kind of like a black box. Like there's pretty much one person who has like deep institutional knowledge of this thing, and the rest of us are kind of just trying to figure it out. So just like tread lightly on some of this stuff. But like I said, it is really, really powerful. One of the main features was being able to talk to it on Telegram, and now Claude Code Remote just dropped where you can now talk to Claude Code through Telegram. So that was one of the biggest draws of OpenClaw. And so I'm still trying to figure out, am I going to keep using OpenClaw? Am I just going to be using Claude Code? Like obviously Claude Code like has a lot more support from like Anthropic as a company. It's like proven, it is battle tested, like it is hardened, like it is has all the infrastructure and everything in place. So like my inclination is probably to start trying to just use Claude Code in that manner more. So that's why I said, what's his name, Peter, whoever who built OpenClaw, who took the bag at OpenAI, was like super smart to do that, not knowing that Claude Code was just going to come out and do this. So the verdict, real take, like no hype, like OpenClaw, like up until this point has really been the most powerful and most frustrating AI tool that I've used, like candidly. If you want something polished that just like works, like it is not there yet. And as they continue to develop it and make updates, it is likely going to break a few more times. And as they roll it out to like a larger and larger audience, it's definitely going to break. If you are a builder who likes figuring things out and likes to be on the cutting edge and trying new things and new tech, and you want AI agents like running your business, there's nothing else like it right now, TBD on the Claude Code thing, but it was super powerful, and it was awesome just to have those agents running and sub agents running and being able to communicate with it and having it handle tasks. So that was super cool. Keep your eye on Claude Code Remote. Let's see what's happening. The landscape shifts freaking fast. And so what's happening today may not be the thing that's the right thing tomorrow or next month. And so if you do want to see like the actual agents that I set up and how I configure OpenClaw, I'll leave a couple videos up here. If you thought this was helpful, make sure to subscribe to the channel. And if you are running OpenClaw and like whether you like it or not, just like let me know in the comments what your experience was, because I'm just trying to figure out how everyone else is reacting to this. All right, see you in the next one.